I want to start off today's show by telling you that we are doomed. Yeah, we're doomed. You are utterly doomed, Johnson. And I hate to be the guy that had to tell you that, but I'd rather I tell you than you hear from someone else, like Trump. Because Trump will tell you every 5 seconds in his speeches. And Kamala will never tell you. She'll tell you about the joy. You know, so I figure, hey, I'm just going to tell you off the break. I'm going to tell you kind of early in so that you understand where we are, what's going on, and so that you can wrap your head around it. And by the time the end of the show, we'll kind of come together and we'll at least be on the same page. We could talk about next steps. Because this right here, you know, not this show's okay. I'm talking about America. America's doomed. This channel, I don't own this. This is YouTube. I'm merely a renter. I'm merely a person that makes money for YouTube. That's what this is. Everybody puts out a YouTube channel is merely making money for a corporation, which allows them to make 40 cents on every dollar. Or 60 cents, one of those. So that's where we're at. Yeah, is my mic up loud enough, Buck? Because I would hate to have to. I had a bad experience the other day. I was on a rant, and then I realized I'd cut my mic off to cough, and then nobody heard anything else I said, and I had to go back and do the same thing. I actually think I did it better the second time. Damn, where was I? Where was I, fam? I forget. Oh, yeah, we're doomed. We are doomed. Let's go ahead and jump into this, man. I saw this clip. First of all, because I cover a lot of political content, I watch political content. I'm looking for stories. I'm looking for ideas for the show to do my best to bring you something that's worthwhile, right? And this popped up in my feed. It's a comedian by the name of Josh Johnson. Yeah. At least we can't accuse his parents of being creative. Now, they know exactly what they want to call this mofo. JJ. All right, so Josh Johnson is a rising star. Rising star for Comedy Central and Daily Show, and it's got stand-up that gets some millions and millions and millions of views. In fact, the video that I'm about to show you a portion of is a very short excerpt. This video by itself got 1 million views. And it's crazy because he's basically talking about the debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. I talked about the debate on this channel, and I got 11,000 views. He gets 1 million. Because what he's saying is much more spot on than what I could ever say. I don't even deserve to be on the same platform as this guy. This guy is a professional. Now I'm just being an ass. He's not that good. He's better than me, but everybody's better than me. Here we go, guys. Josh, this is one of the things. This is one of the things. Thank you, Buck. This is one of the things that got me going, guys. And let's be the judge together, guys. Let's be the judge together. In this excerpt, he's going to talk about the moment in the debate where I guess it turned for him a little bit, or he noticed something. That's the setup. Let's go.
There was only one point, and I don't even remember exactly what led up to it, but she basically was talking about how Trump, which I forgot this happened, because when you live in like a 24-hour, 36-hour news cycle, everything is just sort of going, and there's no time to latch on to anything that matters, and there's no time for like real nuance of an issue. You're just going and going and going. But he did invite the Taliban to Camp David. And I remember when that happened being like, aren't they not supposed to be? The Taliban. Okay. And I remember that moment distinctly because out of nowhere, Kamala turned to Trump and said, "This And you can tell she's trying to find a word that won't get bleeped. And I know it because she had to reset. She actually closed her eyes for a second. This... Once again, as someone who was raised by black women, anytime my mama looked at me and went, "You," in her mind, she killed me. You know, in her mind, my life flashed before her eyes. She would come back.
Yeah, man, I saw this. I said, wow, this guy, this guy's telling his thing. And I don't know, man, it really bothered me. It really bothered me, man. And no, it's not because I'm petty. That's not why it bothered me, man. I recognize greatness. I'm not like some people, man. When I look at somebody and they're amazing at what they do, I actually marvel at what they've done. It actually inspires me. I'm not one of those people that when someone's really dope at something, I go, oh, screw them. Why are they so good? You know? I'm not one. I'm like, wow, this person's amazing. And I freely tell people, hey, this person's amazing. They destroyed, they killed, they're on top of their game. I'm one of those people. But it's okay. We get trolls, people that say stuff. That's why the world exists. That's why the internet's so good, frankly, because you get to troll me and say things that aren't true. That's not even why I played the clip. I played the clip because what he said just bothered the shit out of me, man. There's a couple things here he said that were really upsetting, and I know he's a comedian. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to get nobody canceled. I'm not trying to get nobody nothing. I'm just giving my opinion, sort of like him giving his opinion about the debate. That's how it works. You put content out. You can do what my person just did in the comments section, which is troll me from the comments, right? You can do that. Or you could talk about it in your own video content if you're really creative, if you're willing to put your own likeness out there, bad teeth, bad hair, no hair, moles on your face, whatever, 500 pounds, 76 pounds, whatever it is. You can put that all out there into the world and you can say it. And I choose to convey my opinions with this and that. And like what I'm saying is I didn't like what he said, man, because it really bothered me, man, not because it's like against the law or I feel like I'm a protected group. No shit. But he said a couple things in that short period of time that I don't think a lot of people noticed. I just thought were garbage. But first the thing was, he was complimenting Kamala Harris on pretending like she was about to curse. Now, I've watched this guy stand up, and I know he knows that was scripted. He has to know. Kamala came out so scripted. She had a stump speech for her stump speech's stump speech. She was scripted when she walked out to shake his hand. That was scripted. She was scripted. She even had a game plan and a memory chip installed for how she was going to walk out and talk to even start the rally off. And you think 45 minutes in, she's willing and dealing and freestyling? So you're giving her credit for, okay. It's not just that. It's that what he was giving her credit for. Almost saying MF, mofo, about Trump having a meeting with Taliban at Camp David. And if you remember, first of all, we don't give a shit about Camp David. I don't. And I live in Maryland, and I could give a shit about Camp David. That's not even the point. The point was he met with a Taliban dude to try to diffuse terrorism where Americans are getting killed, and that's why he did it. If you can negotiate where my son or my daughter doesn't get their heads blown off in the Middle East, I don't care if you got to go to Camp David, if they got to come to Camp David to talk to you, or if they got to meet you at the Piggly Wiggly, or they got to go down to Muff's beer saloon on the Simpson show, if you got to go to Kevin Hart's, one of his vegan restaurants, I don't care. If you want to meet at Five Guys, I really don't give a damn, Johnson, where you meet. I'm going to focus on what's getting accomplished. So there was a couple things about this that sat with me kind of crazy. It's like, this shit got 1 million views. This guy is just kissing corporate ass. That bothers me. It bothers me because we do basically the same thing. But it's very different what we do. It's the same, but it's very dissimilar. It's similar, but dissimilar. It's similar, and we both use a microphone. It's similar that we both talk about politics. What's dissimilar is he's kissing ass. I'm not. I don't give a damn where Trump talked to somebody at, man. What was the purpose of the talk? Kamala's grandstanding like, this mofo don't respect the presidency? You mean the office of the senile man who just left, who's, I'm sorry, still there, that you've been lying to people for 3 years and he was fine? Then it comes to find out this guy's cognitively declined to the point where no one knows who's doing what. And it goes quietly unsaid. He's been that way for a long time, and no one of note has even questioned you about it. You mean that presidency? The presidency where that's allowed, where that's still place, a presidency where we commit war crimes all day, every day. We've ordered the extrajudicial killing of American citizens by drone strikes. Actual Americans, no trial, no jury, U.S. citizenship killed. Because we don't like that they went over but the Middle East and they were somewhere. Yeah, they're still Americans. Americans get to go to trial. You don't just order a drone strike on them. But he's thrown in with that. And what do you get for throwing in? What do you get for throwing in and pretending a scripted line about some shit? And another thing, guys, another thing. Probably the most important thing. Black people in general don't give a shit about Camp David. It's not some hollow ground. You know, Camp Schmidt, maybe. Remember Camp Schmidt? We was kids, used to go to Camp Schmidt. If you're on the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? You grew up in the East Coast, 80s, 90s, whatever. I don't know. I think it's still out there, yeah, because my oldest son went. He fell off the rope challenge thing, and him and my daughter went. And he had mud all over him. It was a very embarrassing day. Was not fun at all at Camp Schmidt. I remember Camp Schmidt in a favorable way. My point is this. Okay, Camp Schmidt, I remember. We might respect Camp Schmidt. We don't give a damn about no Camp David. Throw a rock and hit somebody black that gives a damn about Camp David. Half of them won't even know what Camp David is. Let me tell you something about Camp Wanatonka. Was that Lake Wanatonka? By and large, black people don't camp a lot because in the woods, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? And usually, if it happens to us, it's usually bad. Like, I've never heard a story of black guys being in the woods and like somebody give them a bag of money or something. That never happens. But my point is, man, I'm watching this and I'm like, I don't know, man. I get tired of seeing system. I get tired of the system winning. I mean, this guy's smart enough to know. He has to know. Kama's reading a can line. He made a whole bit about, she thought about what to say, what she could say, and she want to say motherfucker, and she doesn't. She chooses a word that's acceptable, and she goes, former president. And it's not just him, it's everybody in the crowd there that laughed at that. And it sat wrong with me because, damn it, we need people to wake up to this stuff and they're laughing at it and they're agreeing with it. They actually think this woman's talented. They actually think she came up with that. They actually think it's a good idea not to meet with Taliban leaders when they're killing Americans in foreign lands that we sent them to. And after Trump talked to them, we didn't have another sniper attack on an American citizen for what, 12 months or something? But something he said. Now, I don't know if that's all true, but that's a damn good reason, even if it's half true, isn't it? That's a damn good reason to meet with, to negotiate with people, to whatever, right? If that saved one life, that's worth it, right? They made it cool not to say you do that. And that should be what we want them to do. We should want presidents to negotiate everything that helps us. To go talk to whoever you got to talk to. Don't tell me that shit. Nah, I can't talk to. No. President Trump, go talk to people. Go talk to whoever. Go wherever you need to go. That's what we pay you for. Chop, chop. Get on your job. Do your job. Go fix this shit. When someone's kid comes home in a body bag, man, I don't think they much would have gave a damn if you would have sat down at Camp David. If you had sat down at David Geffen's house. Or, I don't know, another David. Name another David. I don't care. Or the guy that made the sunflower seeds. No one cares where you sit down. As long as the outcome is favorable for us, that saves us. Because let's be clear, man, not a lot of rich kids from rich families go join the armed services in any capacity worth mentioning. It's only the poor that end up going to the wars. Okay? So these people, this is somewhere in New York, trendy section of New York, where this guy's at this improv at. I think it is. I could be wrong. Bunch of freaking liberals in the audience, eating it up. And he gets to win off of it. And it gets to continue. People get to be lied to. Why come it can't be funny to tell the truth, man? Why come it can't be like, look, it was a shit debate. It was what it was. Kamala came out so scripted, I don't think she knew her own name. She had to check the thing and check their earbud. What's my name again? You know, and like, why can't we tell the truth? Yeah, Trump got goaded into a bunch of shit. Screwed up by being attacked, but he had a couple zingers. Pretty much, it was all on Kamala to do well because no one knows who she is. So who cares? Like, you know, he probably should never do another debate because we know how the refs are calling it. He's going to foul out. He's going to get a technical. He's going to foul out. This is going to happen. You know, but I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I just think we need so much better than this. And it's like what's happening with us, what's happening with this election is the same thing that happened with the last election, same thing that happened with the election before that, which is we're getting sold a bag of goods of BS. And people are taking it. That's what's happening. And a lot of people are very happy to take it because their lives don't require that anything work. What I mean by that, they don't need changes to happen. You know, if you're sitting good, you could care less about who's in there. You know, you can go for superficial things like, hey man, hey, I don't much care what's on Netflix. With my money right, you could put on any old shit. And I'm not counting on it for entertainment. I mean, hey, you know, I'm not worried about the $16 or the $18, whatever crazy amount it's up to. What's it, $45 now? Was it 62? I don't know. It's one of those huge numbers. I remember when it was $8.99. And every 6 months, like clockwork, they just raise prices. Not because it costs more money to do that shit. They just raise prices because they can. And every quarter, they will continue to raise prices. But if your money's right, you go, who cares? Gotta have Netflix, man. Can't go trying to save money. What you trying to do, save money? Nah, you ain't even thinking about it because you good. So a lot of people that are buying into the system, man, who are worried about superficial things like what Kamala look like and that she's a woman and where she was born and all that are happy about that, like this is historical, or people that don't need things to work for them. And that's good. I mean, if you're in a place where it don't matter to you, that's good for you. That means you're doing well. You know, you know. But like if you needed things to work for you, you might need more than superficial gains in order for it to be a real gain. Which brings me to my other point, man. I don't know what kind of Black American I am, man. I must be vintage Black. No, we can agree I'm old. But if this guy, he looks like he's 30, he gets to come out and say, I was raised by a Black mom. And I know when a Black mom does XYZ like Kamala, I know what that means. I'm listening to this. I'm going, you were raised by a Black mom? And you think that's a Black mom right there? Whew. I don't know if I agree with you on that one, there, Josh. Little brother JJ, I don't know if that's I don't remember Black moms being like that. I had one too. I'm luckily still have one, and I'm married to a Black mom, and gave birth to a Black mom, and well, you know, help. I was in the room when the conception happened. Who bore Black babies, and nah, man, not at all. This cosplay that Kamala does with Blackness, that's not something that I see a typical Black woman that I grew up around, or have dated, have known, have befriended, have cousins and nieces and aunts and all this shit. None of them act like that. None of them do that shit. None of them do like this. And first of all, let's discuss macaroni and cheese. What are we saying when we're saying macaroni and cheese? You got your mac, that would be the pasta. It's the pasta that's there that goes in the layer of the dish of macaroni and cheese. And then for the recipe to even begin, you got to have what's known as cheese. Now, we know cheese is from cows, or it can be from a goat. I had goat cheese one time. Hold on, serious. I shouldn't say that because some people do eat goat cheese. Woo, some people do eat goat cheese. But anyway, cow cheese, okay? Cows make cheese and they churn it. And you can get some cheese and put it in the thing with the mac, and then you got mac and cheese. And I like paprika on mine because nah, man, that's not how my mom would break that down to me, man. I don't see any similarity between the Kamala Harris and Black woman, but this Black comedian in this establishment around a lot of white people, I mean, I saw a couple Black people, but it was like 90% white, 5% Black, whatever, man, it's what it is. But he's defining Blackness as Kamala. And I got a problem with that because I don't know anybody Black who would define Blackness as Kamala. No one would do that. And it got 1 million views, and people are clapping. And someone in the comment section, the top comment is, Josh Johnson is a breath of fresh air. He's smart, he's professional, and he's funny, and he's right on the issues. Some shit. Now, that's not me being petty. That's me being observant. And it's not about him. It's about the fact someone typed that. Someone thinks that. Comedians should be professional, not righteous. The great Patrice O'Neal used to say, man, he had all these opportunities. Some of them didn't go the way he wanted them to go. And he said that one of the reasons why he didn't get some of the greater opportunities is because he wanted to always be righteous about his craft. He did not want to compromise on what he thought was funny. And if he thought a joke was funny, he was going to live or die by the joke. And if you don't do that, then you're not a comedian, you're a hack. And I'm paraphrasing him, of course, but the top comment on this was this guy's professional. What does professional mean for political commentary, political comedy? What is that? That means you are sticking to a script. You're being professional. That means you're being paid to say things a certain way for a certain group of people that are paying you. And that you're making sure that your message matches with that political class, the managerial class wants it to match. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how I saw that. And I thought, damn, how are we gonna bring back Fat Boys and damn, and Eminem and LL Cool J just put out a dope ass record and they're over 50. How are we gonna save hip hop? How are we gonna save rhythm and blues? How are we gonna save the Wales? How are we gonna save this country? How are we gonna do anything, man? And I'm joking about everything except the last thing. How are we gonna save this country, man? How are we gonna save black people? Black people, you don't realize there's a lot of issues that are on the table for Black America right now. And it ain't looking good. Okay? It's not looking good. And when we got, and I know, like I say, like it's all types of comedians, all types of commentators, it's all types of whatever, right? I get that. Like, and I'm not saying no one or anyone should be restricted from their voice. That's not what I'm on. What I'm on is I don't see people that push the line and say shit like this getting 1 million anything viewed. I don't see black men who have the guts to say, hey man, the Democratic Party is full of shit. Kamala is a rehearsed skin job from some wax museum. She might as well be a robot. I didn't know Will Smith's AI, they had a second one. I didn't know that. When did this happen? And when did they start making the Kamala edition of the robot? Also, who put the script in the robot? Because it's a little annoying. Why don't we have comedians and commentators, political comedy, because it's very powerful. We can't survive on the D.L. Hugleys and the Josh Johnsons and the Roy Wood Jr.'s, who occasionally might graze the hair on their arm, but never take a real shot at the powerful people, which would be Democratic people. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, he went after Don Lemon that time, only after Don got fired. And that's considered hard-hitting satire. That's all I'm saying. How do we got a shot, Black America, if we don't have a platform, we don't have the ability to have voices that say real shit? No black person gives a shit where Trump talked to a Taliban leader at. Your ass don't even want to talk to the piss off assistant manager. You corny ass white liberals don't want to talk to a piss off assistant manager at the Kroger's. Motherfucker sat down with Taliban good. Keep sitting down with them. Because when they drop bombs in the inner city, we getting killed first. You know you ain't gonna let us in your bomb shelter. It's gonna be us, we're gonna be over. When Obama and his crew are safely somewhere with Diddy and Jay-Z or whatever in some bunker, all the poor blacks get to just go away. And if you're gonna go live on another planet, I ain't expecting Elon Musk to have a shuttle for the poor blacks. Only black Elon Musk friend I've ever seen is Dave Chappelle. And Dave can't fit all those Negroes in his ranch in Ohio. He associates with the rich blacks. Well, yeah. It is what it is. But my thing now, look, man, like it's wanting this thing to change so badly and not seeing change in sight. It's knowing if people gonna just look and go, wow, a woman, black, amazing, and don't say, full of shit. Don't, you can start there, and I get it. You want to start there and stop there, but you can't. You got to keep going and go, oh, locked up poor people. Ooh, locked up. Somebody wrote me, Tim, you got to do a story on the black woman whose daughter has sickle cell and had to miss school and ended up getting sent to jail because of Kamala. Kamala put her in jail because the daughter missed school, but the daughter was sickle cell, and then they lost their house. Then they end up in hotels. Their whole lives are ruined. You got to do that story, Tim. And I'm like, that story should be done by a documentarian. Like a documentary should be done with a budget, with some of the $100 million that Van Jones got. Who I'm going to talk about later. I'm kind of giving away the lead. You get what I'm saying? Instead, we can't influence anything. We can't change anything because we can't get the eyeballs, and no one's saying, and the people that got the eyeballs ain't saying anything real. They're saying, she called him a mofo, and everybody's going, yeah, that's funny. She almost said motherfucker, because that's what black women do. Black women curse. Ha, yeah. And you know when black women curse, man, when she did like this, boy, that's when black women really get mad. And then they go make you go get your own switch. Yeah, it's time to dance now. It's gonna dance now. Time to dance. And that's considered professional humor. Professional political commentary. Not this. This is not professional. Why is it not professional? I put on a shirt. It's got a mock collar on it. I got on a suit, a sport jacket. Why is this not professional? Because it doesn't kiss ass. That's why. Maybe because you said ass in the Tim, you can't use cursing when you're professional. So anyway, it just bothers me, man, because look, it's not just what I want. I feel if we don't change the trajectory that this country is going, where our politics is going, it ain't gonna be no more black people, man. They're already replacing us. But this is what black people are really thinking, and it's not in Josh Johnson's act. He'll never say, a lot of black people feel like we're being replaced by immigrants. And I don't mean that in a David Duke skinhead way, just like, hey man, if you got black people over here who have been run through the mill of the private industrial criminal justice system, the meat packaging section of the criminal justice system, and why would you can hire these guys for cheaper? Why would you pay money for black people that got a record or whatever, a blemish? Like, why would you do that? What's happening? The jobs you go to, you can't even, if you don't speak Spanish, you can't even work there. And this is what's happening. These are the messages I get. I don't know what Josh Johnson gets. And I'm like, if these issues aren't brought up, though they're not professional, that's what we should be talking about. And if you're a really good comedian, if you got ability, you can make that shit funnier than I can. I get lucky from occasionally. But these guys are professional, been doing it for a decade or so. He probably been doing this 10 years. He's only 30. Like Dave Chappelle started when he was like 15. He's 50. He's been doing it 35 years. They can make up a joke in no time. They can't make this shit funny to reach the masses, to alert people, to raise the consciousness, to wake up people. Bill Burr can't make jokes that really shake it. And that's the whole thing, man. Everyone is afraid. Sometimes I just say, man, everybody needs to either everybody be rich or everybody be broke. And then you don't be upset about losing money to do the right thing. Because what we have is a bunch of cowards. We got cowards, accomplices, and clowns. That's what we have. And you can see it as clear as day. Look at Diddy. How was Diddy able to operate for 30 years in an industry in front of the whole world? I mean, the Obamas went to his house, to his parties. How was that able to keep on going? How was that able to last? And there's not a person in Hollywood who hadn't heard about that shit. Anybody that been to Hollywood more than 5 minutes had to hear of this. Sort of like the rumors about Harvey Weinstein. Everyone heard these things. You think, oh, Oprah didn't know that she'd heard some stuff about the parties? Come on. Come on. It's just people that didn't matter. They were poor people. They were poor women. They were women without power who he took advantage of. Harvey Weinstein, that is. And I wonder if I say Harvey Weinstein instead of Harvey Weinstein, I wonder if I'm being racist, because if I say Kamala instead of Kamala, I'm considered being racist. I don't know how many times I get Steen and Stein mixed up. And I don't mean it that way, Jill, or Dr. Jill. But now if the pronunciation of a name makes you a Klan member, that you don't love black women, it's really a pathetic thing. But anyway, yeah, man, that's where I'm kind of going with this. And I don't know, man, if it's resonating, but I'm just saying, we got cowards, we got clowns, we got accomplices. And everybody, all of them are part of it. For instance, I already kind of buried this, well, kind of exposed this, right? So you guys remember about, I don't know, maybe a year and a half now, 18 months, Van Jones got a huge gift. A gift. He got a huge gift from Jeff Bezos. The biggest gift I don't even know you could give gifts this big. Jeff Bezos gave Van Jones $100 million. $100 million. Now, I don't know what Van had to do for $100 million, but I got a feeling it wasn't as much as Diddy made those people do. Okay? And it definitely did not come with $100 million, whatever they had to do. Okay? And Jeff Bezos says he only gave it to him for one reason only. He gave it to him because he liked the fact that Van Jones was a uniter. And what's the uniter? That's a person that's bringing people together, man. But you know, some things, when you go riding for things, when you're advocating for things, sometimes people can't be united. They got to be advocating. You got to advocate strongly for your issue. I don't know. Maybe he liked the way that Van Jones, what we call straddled the fence, walked the tightrope. I don't know, but he gave him $100 million. You know, that's a lot of money, Johnson. That's a lot of, I can't even wrap my head around somebody doing it. I don't know what you do with somebody. Well, how do you repay a person giving you $100 million with no strings? Don't have to give it back to them. Not a loan, a gift. I don't even know. What do you say? I don't know. According to Van Jones, his first thing was, I hope this $100 million doesn't kill me, because having a lot of money like that could make you develop some habits that are very bad for one's longevity of life. You know what I'm saying? $100 million, you can do anything you want to do. Okay, now what does your mind want to allow you to do now? What? All of a sudden you got the tools to do whatever. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is he has $100 million. Van Jones has $100 million. He goes and he does an interview. He's being interviewed and he still can't be honest. If a guy who gets $100 million as a gift can't tell the truth, what chance we got, man? And that's why I say we're doing. We got clowns, cowards, and accomplices.
Talking about her family, specifically her children.
Does Kamala Harris have kids? Yes. I have two. Cole and Ella became my cherished children. You know, I'm a kid of divorced parents. It was important to make sure that when I developed a relationship with the kids, that it would be lasting. I love those kids to pieces. They are my children, and I'm very proud of them.
Earlier this week, Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders said her own kids help keep her humble, and took a swipe at Harris, saying that she, quote, doesn't have anything keeping her humble. Joining us now is Van Jones, a CNN political commentator and former Obama advisor. Van, thanks for being with us tonight. Mm-hmm. So what we saw from Harris there, not a conventional sit-down interview. She hasn't done many. Do you believe that sort of thing is the right strategy to reach voters?
Look, I think she's doing a great job of using unconventional media to get to folks. You know, a lot of people look.
Yes. Yeah, Van Jones, the guy who used to work for Obama. He started as an advisor to Obama. Actually, that's not where he started. He started as an activist, very pro-black. That's where he started. That changed quick, didn't it, Johnson? Woo! Long ways away from that when you go work for Obama. Very milquetoast, very much in the middle. Basically Republican. But he just said that Kamala's doing a good job. An amazing, amazing job, remarkable job. Using unconventional media to get in front of people. Meaning, not being asked hard questions. Meaning, Van Jones is A-OK with Kamala Harris possibly becoming president and not being able to complete a sentence that's not prompted. And when she goes on these unconventional platforms like Wired and shit like that, holding up cue cards, it's not people asking her questions about what the hell she gonna do about certain issues. No. It's asking personal questions like, what type of dog do you like? How long have you had a Shih Tzu? You like dash hounds? Do you like a collie terrier? A big bad Marmaduke? Do you like Rottweilers or pit bulls? No, scary. What kind of dog do you? Or do you like cats? Are you a cat person? You like Siamese lynx? What kind of cats do you like? What kind of food do you like? Italian or Chinese or sushi, or do you go vegan, or what do you do? How many kids do you have? You like kids? Nah. What you gonna do to save our kids? The 40% of black kids that are going under poverty. What about that? What about the women that are dying? What about the men that are dying at an early age? It's bullshit. What about all this money going to Ukraine? What about all these things we need to ask a person? Don't tell me it doesn't matter. It does matter. And Van Jones, the guy that got $100 million, looked in the camera and said, she's doing good. Just keep going on all the talk shows. Go sit with Oprah some more. And we got some more scripted questions. And the game's over. The media will continue to demonize Donald Trump, and you get to be president, maybe not for 4 years, for 8 years. And that's another thing I don't think people are getting. Kamala Harris could, if she gets in, she'll be the favorite to do 2 terms. I mean, everyone's always a favorite to do 2 terms. It took a pandemic to get Trump out of office. Get what I'm saying?
You know, the best people are watching cable news right now, tonight, of course. But it turns out there are some people that don't watch cable news and wouldn't even catch a normal interview. And those are the persuadable people, the people who need to be moved. So she did that very unconventional interview with Wired. But it was really fascinating because what they did was they just took all the normal internet searches that regular people are doing.
Yeah, they took all the stupid shit that dummies ask. And I don't want to call them dumb. Man, come on, man. The average American's dumb. They don't know what to ask a person. They know when you say it, like when you ask it, if it's good, they'll be like, oh, yeah, that's good. Go ahead, bro. Glad you asked that. I didn't even think about that. That's all right. Some people are phony. They'll be like, oh, yeah, it's a tough question. Good. I guess, you know. That's what I was thinking. I was going to say the same thing. I'm glad you brought up the relationship with Ukraine and the money for Tel Aviv and Israel and the Iron Dome, because I was thinking the same thing, bro. Y'all got any roller papers over there, man? I got to light up, man. Shit. Over here. Tripping. Got tripping. Got some swishers. What's over? Philly? But yeah, Van Jones, once again, $100 million, man. And this guy, he checked out. Checked out. Yeah, let the people ask. Let's go to search terms. So you mean people asking, what size bra, what kind of pants, what kind of shoes, who did your hair? These are the dumb shit people were saying online. I'm just saying, that's what people do. They say dumb things. They ask dumb things. And how do you know what queries? They could ask any dumb query. Get what I'm saying? There's no way to fact check them to make sure people didn't want to ask her. So how long were you sticking it with Willie? How many, what went down with Willie? Or how long did you know Joe was checked out? How long did you know that? I'm sure that had to rank high in the algorithm of the searches, the queries, the searches that appeared in the Wired. But they didn't ask that, did they? No, because they don't have to, because they're not journalists. They're not there to hold her accountable. Cowards, clowns, or accomplices. Wired is an accomplice. See? Van Jones is a coward.
And they had her answer the questions off of the internet. And it was really fascinating. And what she said about her family, I thought was beautiful because, frankly, a lot of us have been impacted by divorce, either as children or as adults. Kamala Harris is A++ in figuring out how to make a blended family work. Many of us wish we had families that work as well as hers. And I think we should.
Weren't those kids already grown? Aren't those like adults? She ain't been with that guy that long. That guy brought 2 kids from a marriage he previously had where he was doing XYZ. It's all on the internet, man. Okay, so fine, whatever, man. She got grown-ass kids he brought his grown-ass kids from a previous relationship. Previous marriage. Okay, fine. What are you talking about? She gets A++. What's that got to do with anything? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares if Tim Walz coached a football team? He was one of several coaches on a football team, a high school football team. One of several coaches. This is not, we were the Titans, Denzel Washington type ish. This is one coach. It wasn't even the lead coach, man. He wasn't even the guy. He just used that on the stump. You cowards. I'm just saying. Who cares? Who cares about that? We're supposed to be holding people accountable so we get better people. It's all a game, man. It's all a game. It's going to get worse, though. We're building to something here.
To be lifting up Kamala Harris's example. You don't have to have everybody fighting and not speaking, and this one's mad. You can't be on the same WhatsApp groups together just because there was a divorce. You can literally have all the adults together, which somehow Kamala's pulled off, and the kids are doing great. She's a great example, and she spoke about it in an unconventional interview, but we're talking about it tonight anyway.
Yeah, we saw.
Now, we're talking about it tonight, not because people want you to talk about it. We're talking about it because you don't want to talk about the real stuff that you know we want you to talk about, Van Jones. You know what we want you to talk about. Shit that impacts our lives. Working people want you to talk about that. People that are middle class, working class, hurting class, underclass, labor class, those people want something more substantive. That's what we want. That's what we're looking for. You know it. You're well aware of that. This is fluffy shit that you're doing right now. You're doing it intentional. Don't make her act like she conquered the internet, like she found the secret sauce because she was able to find out ways of not talking about issues that matter to people. Not goofy wine moms getting tore up, being drunk by 2:30 in the afternoon with nothing else to do except spend their husband's money. That shit is not the average person. Definitely not the average black person. We're still building. That's not even where I want to go with this. It's going to get worse.
How Harris leveraged Oprah's star power and her ability to reach a wide swath of voters. Here was one moment that surprised me, Van.
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun.
I did not know that.
If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes, I hear that. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that. But my staff will deal with that later.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of telling right there because, first of all, Kamala's been in politics for quite a long time. She never brought up the fact she was a gun owner. If that is in fact true. Kind of something you don't want to leave out when you were doing all that talk about how you want to do gun buybacks. Maybe then, if that was true, you would have said, hey, we want to buy back guns, but I'm a gun owner too, so I don't want to buy back all the guns. But you didn't say that. It kind of wouldn't be a thing you would leave out. It's like a guy said, hey guys, I'm here to promote what's that shit people lose weight on? I don't know, a magic pill. Guess I don't want to help that IP anyway. I'm here to promote the magic pill that makes you shed pounds. I used to take it, but I'm not going to mention that because it's really relevant to the conversation. Instead, I'm going to leave that little nugget in my pocket and just promote the thing, right? And promote the thing that you want to take. Nah, it doesn't make sense. And we want people that are logical, sensible, reasonable people, that are thinking people with IQs above single digits to believe that Kamala just accidentally forgot to mention after running a presidential campaign, she went to states. She went places. She was on the ballot running for president in 2020 and never mentioned, hey, I own a gun and you can catch this. Now all of a sudden she owns a gun. Okay, fine. I'm stupid. I don't know these things. I don't get it. Of course, I could be wrong. She could be just a very private person. But I also find it kind of telling and kind of disturbing, guys. I don't know about you. But she said, I let my staff handle that. How are they going to handle it, Kamala? How is your staff going to hire you saying something that you shouldn't have said? What would they possibly do? Start threatening people that talk about it? How would they clean that up for you? What possibly could your staff say to help you with this thing you've said? I don't know, contact your media contacts in the media to tell them to kill the story. Like, what are you talking about? What possibly could your staff do about something you say that you shouldn't have said? What kind of damage control are we talking about? What are the methods of damage control which you would implement or that your staff would implement? Feel free to talk out of both sides of your ass. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. It's on point. What I'm saying is on point. It makes sense, but it's not professional. Now, it's professional to go, oh, no, isn't she funny? Let's listen to Van Jones' response to this, by the way, guys. Very interesting here. Van Jones. So, Van Jones, what is your response to the Joker's amazing comedic skills?
There's no question there that she's trying to appeal to some conservatives that might be unhappy with Donald Trump and swing voters as well.
And that's also Kamala Harris. I mean, I've known Kamala for 25 years. And listen, I would advise you not to break into Kamala Harris's house.
It's also true. I've known her 25 years. She keeps all types of guns around the house, man. She's amazing. Yeah, it was funny because when a staff person was asked what kind of gun she owned, staff person said, I can't answer. I don't know. I don't know. I wonder if he's going to elaborate here because it says he's known Kamala for 25 years, guys. I keep telling you, it's a big club and you ain't in it and I'm not in it. Okay? He said he's known it for 25 years.
Don't do it. And I think it's great. I love the fact that she's out there talking, and even though it's unconventional, it's Oprah Winfrey.
You've already said that, Van. It's unconventional. Nah, it's bullshit. It's scared. It's punkish. It's cowardly. Right? That's what it is. It's not unconventional. It's cowardly. She don't want to sit out in front of a person that's asking questions who might ask questions. Nah, that's not unconventional. That's coward shit. But if Trump meets with a Taliban terrorist, whatever guy at Camp David, oh God, cancel Christmas. I don't know what's the world coming to. That's breaking all types of conventions, isn't it? But Kamala can break convention and not have sit-down interviews, not have press conferences, and it be fine. And this is coming from a $100 millionaire, $100 million heir, can't even say, yeah, even Charlamagne said she should sit down for interviews. Damn, I don't think Charlamagne's worth 100 mil. Cowards, clowns, and accomplices. And you know what? That's not even the biggest whopper of this whole thing. The biggest whopper of the whole thing is Kamala Harris is the vice president. I know we forget that she's in power right now. She's in the second highest office in the land right now. And so she has a thing called a security detail. Yeah, she's got a security detail, people that protect her. She ain't you, okay? She's not you and I. Well, we got to fend off somebody, you know, we got to grab the mace, the bear mace. I saw a gun that shoots a net. I was like, damn, that's all right. You can shoot a net at a mofo. Like in 2 seconds, the whole net hit there. Spider-Man shit. It's like, that's dope. You can net somebody. You can use it for wild animals too. Wild dog run up on you. If you're jogging and shit, dog running up on you, hit him with a net. Anyway, the point is this. Kamala Harris has protection. She has Secret Service detail. I didn't put it here. I thought I was going to put it here. I didn't put it here. Secret Service detail that's going to make sure she's protected. Kamala Harris is not fending for herself. She's not standing out the window like Malcolm X with a sawed-off Mossberg pump. Nah. No, she's not. This is bull. It's BS. And worse than that, guys, it's disrespectful, downright insulting. And she would try to float this shit and he would help her shovel it. She'd throw it out, he'd keep it bobbing above the water. And he's $100 million. You know, because it's like, you know, when people are doing this type of stuff, it's always in the back of my head, hey, man, this guy, this woman, who knows what the bills are saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't know why Plies wants to talk about politics so much. I don't know why it's so important to him. You know, I don't know why this guy, like, he wants to, I don't know. I don't know why Aries Spears wants to have a political bend to his comedy. I don't know. You know, I don't know why he wants to chime in on how great comedy is. I don't get it. But then I say, well, you know what? Maybe there's an economic component that I'm not considering that makes this very feasible for them to do, Tim Black. And maybe you need to stay, you know, always give people that grace, knowing that people got to live indoors. You know how it is here. And though it's corny and whatever it is, you want to label it, but at the end of the day, people gotta live. But when I look at Van Jones and I know the guy's got 100 mil, I know it. There is no damn excuse at all. There's no excuse for any of us. Let me be clear here, man. There's no excuse for any of us. What bothers me is that people don't understand collectively, America's in a bad place. Of course, we know this. You only know this if you go anywhere else, or if you hear anything else, if you read other stuff about how other countries treat their citizens. Then you start seeing how they treat Black Americans, man. Like, our incarceration level will be considered still in a slave state. Any other country. Any other westernized country will consider the incarceration ratio here for Black Americans in America to be that of an apartheid state. Right now. But it's normalized by media that don't talk about it much. By media that's bought and paid for. That's held captive by its purse strings. And that's what we have. And even a person with $100 million, we used to say stuff like, why doesn't Oprah do more? Oprah got to go help Black people in Africa. She got to go help Africans. Because if Oprah spent the money here helping Black people in the inner cities, all of a sudden, we got a tape of Oprah at a Diddy party or some shit. And I know that sounds conspiratorial, but think about it. Once you become too hard to manage, now they manage to get rid of your ass. And I think that's what happens, to a degree. to a degree. But once again, they can't drive you somewhere you ain't giving the keys to drive. So it's also a part of what have you given them ammunition to do. But Van Jones sat up here and lied and lied and lied. And it's not just about Van Jones. Of course, I'm discussing that $100 million air, $100 millionaire, dog, they can't keep it real. Instead, run interference for his good friend Kamala Harris that he's known for 25 years. On the most obvious lies, bogus, and even if she did have a gun license, even if she does own a gun, even if she is guarding her house, if you break in the house, she'll shoot you. Like, okay, even if that's true, what does that really got to do with anything? Isn't it just pandering to a certain group of people to try to get votes without actually having to discuss what you're really about, what's really on your agenda? You know what I'm saying? We got too many people that are, how did Dr. West put it? They laughing when it ain't funny and they scratching when it don't itch. I think he said that back in 2017 at a convocation at Harvard, special occasion. First time he said it there. Said it on my channel a couple times. Like, wow, that's where that speech came from. But it clearly defines what we're dealing with. We're dealing with people that laugh when shit ain't funny. Is that funny? Oh, go ahead, Kamala. That's a joke. Okay. Oh, yeah. You're a trip, Kamala. Woo. So like what Angela Rye does when she talks to Kamala. Oh, girl. I'm just like you. I'm with you. And scratching when it ain't funny. All sellout type activity. And it gives people the false notion that we got time for this BS. We don't have time, Johnson. We do not have time for it. I started this off saying we are doomed, and I do believe that because we're allowing lies. We're allowing the lies to stand, and we're not challenging the lies. And we're not able to get the honest shit that needs to be out there for people to consider, to get people active. We don't have the ability to really amplify that. You know what I'm saying? To amplify that in a way. If you can hit like for me, guys, I know I meant to tell you, please hit like. Because if we don't amplify what we do, if we don't amplify the truth, the lies get to win. And if people get to hear the lies and go, these lies are great. I love lies. Lies taste good. Yeah, but lies don't help us. Lies keep us where we are. Lies only benefit the status quo. The status quo are the elites. That's what benefits them. For it to benefit the rest of us, we got to break some eggs. We got to be unprofessional. And you got to clap for unprofessional twice as loud as you clap for professional. Because professional has no risk, has no ethics, and as Patrice O'Neal would say, it ain't righteous. And it ain't gonna save us. It may save them, it may put money in their pocket, they may do well, they may excel personally as the individual, but the collective does not. The collective does not benefit. And that should be the difference. That's the why. So you're going to be a clown, you're going to be a coward, or you're going to be an accomplice. I suggest you be courageous. And that's what we try to do on this channel every time out. How we doing? All right, guys, that's it. My name is Tim Black. This is the Tim Black Show. We do this every day at 9:30. If you want to know if the president has power beyond Congress, I know people say, oh, the president, most powerful person on the globe. Yeah, some people say not so much. Congress is. Okay, fine. Go to presidentialimpact.com, get my free book. You can't buy it because I ain't selling it. I'm giving it away. Go to presidentialimpact.com, download it, share it with a friend. Look, guys. Now, share the website as a friend. So when I started this off, I was unfortunately had the comments up running at the time, and I read a comment and guy said, he's petty. And I just want to once again say, and this may be considered petty. Maybe I'm petty. Now think about it, maybe I'm petty. But I'm petty about the right shit. And I think more of us need to be petty about who we vote for, what type of nonsense is allowed to go as truth, and who are the people that allow lies and perpetuate lies so that they circle and swirl and build up falsehoods that keep us where we are. So yeah, I'm petty about that. If they want to call that petty, okay, I'm petty about that. I wish you were petty about something more than shitting on me. Okay? Tim at TimBlackTV.com. That's where you write me. Let's go check the comments, man. Maddie sent me a sticker. Thank you, Maddie. I appreciate you. Kirk, comments about shooting someone in their home was distasteful, especially in context. Moments earlier, a woman shared her children's survival of a school mass shooting. Damn. You know, I saw a clip, but I didn't know when it happened. Well, there was a woman crying about. I saw two Latino. Was it two Latino women, Kirk? Hey, I did not watch. I could not watch that whole thing. I just took certain sound bites. Comedy is one of my least favorite people to watch. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, Kirk. I didn't know that she did that. And I guess I would have known if it would have became news, because that would mean people were talking about it. People were discussing it in the media, but they're not, which is the whole point I'm trying to bring up. That's the whole point. Cowards, clowns, and accomplices. Real talk. The show was still the bomb. Thank you, Black Mamba. Arlene Chambers, thank you for keeping it real, Tim. Solidarity. Thank you, Arlene. I appreciate y'all. You know, I never know. But there'll be more clips for me to grab and more stories. But I just want to do something a little bit different today. I was just feeling a certain kind of way. That's all. I appreciate y'all. Like I always say, don't let nobody take your cornbread. And yeah, don't let nobody take your cornbread. Oh, don't argue with anybody tomorrow. You're going back to get your week started. Don't argue about politics. Look, if you wanna say something and end a conversation, tell them, yo, America has 750 military bases in over 80 countries. Do you really think we need 750 military bases in 80 countries? I bet you we could pay for a lot of services for Americans right here in America if we cut that number in half. That's called speaking some facts and getting up out of there. I bet they haven't heard that. Why? Because our media is garbage. That's why they haven't heard about it. All right, guys. I'm out, man. Like I always say, where my girls at? Yeah, I still had these guys on the screen. Like I always say, where my girls at? And I mean my lady and my babies. Where y'all at? I'm done. I know it's late to eat dinner, but I still ain't eating. I haven't eaten. What's up there, baby?